What's going on, everybody? Sorry, there's a little connection issue there. But back with part 2, we are going to open up the second box today. I'm planning on trying to get through all of this. If I can, if there's enough time, I'll try and get both boxes done today. If not, worst case scenario, there's always tomorrow, right? So, let me back up here. Also, through some of my searching, I actually found a couple more things, which is pretty cool. I found my Lore Fleas that I never ended up opening. And I also found my Atrocitus that I never ended up opening. So there's that. Let me back up a little bit here. See, as you can see, I started setting some of them up. Obviously, I don't have everybody unpacked, so I wasn't able to, put everybody up. But I got the Justice League up here, both the Justice League right here, and then Justice Society right there. Got the beginnings, inner workings. I got my 90s. I want to say between 1990 and 92 / I want to say maybe like 91 to 93 Justice League. It was kind of like the Justice League like B team at the time. It wasn't like the heavy hitters that we do with our regular Justice League, the big guns, so to speak. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed part 1. If you are just tuning into this, I shot a whole part 1 where I opened up the first box of my DC Universe Classics collection. And like I said, after I finish this box and the final, third and last box, I'm going to set all of these up, and then I'll do like a little tour or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's shaping up pretty well so far. I got some of my new gods right here. I decided to put up some DC Collectibles figures just to give it a little bit of a... You can't see it right there. Let me back up. But you can see it right here. I put the Crime Syndicate of America, the DC UC style, and the DC Collectibles style next to each other. So I thought that schemed well. But I'm going to get right into this. We've got a whole plethora of different style figures in here. Today the lighting's a little bit better. Hopefully the acoustics are a little bit better in this room for today. I do have the fan going. It's a little bit muggy in the Buffalo, New York area today, but we're going to get started off, and we're going to get started off with a Teen Titans character. And here we have Wonder Girl. Pretty awesome. And there's the what a beautiful face sculpt that is. Oh, she got something on her boot. It's like some sort of adhesive on her boot. There we go, got it off. It's weird. She does come with the sculpted on lasso. I think this is all she really came with. I don't think she actually came with anything, but a lovely face sculpt nonetheless. She's going to go perfect with my Teen Titans, which are started right here. As you can see right there, we got Young Justice, Teen Titans, and I threw in the Doom Patrol over here just for shits and giggles. So we'll put her over here with our Teen Titans. Next up, we have... Like I said, this is just kind of like a very odd mixture of things. But we have the first appearance, or early appearance, I should say, Sinestro, which is pretty cool. He does have his yellow ring on his left hand, obviously. And there's the face sculpt, looks really good. And just to back him up. He doesn't have any double jointed knees or elbows or anything. Neither did Wonder Girl. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Very, simple design for him. He does have the, lantern core gauntlets with the ring, obviously, and everything else is pretty much painted except for his belt, his gauntlets, and his collar there. So, pretty cool. Hopefully, there's not too much light in this room. I'm gonna put you over here, sir. All right, up next, what do we have? We have, Now, there were two versions of this guy. I prefer this one, and he's going to go well with my new gods. We have Mantis right here. And he does have these like wing style things. And you kind of want to just open him up like that. There we go. I really like the sculpting of his gauntlets and his boots. It's a nice like ribbed boots and ribbed gauntlets, and the face sculpt looks really good. This is more of his original appearance. The other one, I believe, is a little bit more cartoony look for him, but still, nonetheless, a good looking figure. Another reason why I wanted to do these videos was, I put some of these bags away, was also to help out in case anyone needed like some sort of checklist or anything like that. This way you can revert back to this if you wanted, and you can use this as a reference if you need it. So, all right, up next we have see now a lot of people don't, I don't think these go for much money, but these were really just well done figures. You could see in these figures, even though they weren't sought after, that the Four Horsemen put a lot of time and effort into these. And I can really appreciate that because there's a lot of sculpting, a lot of cute little nuances about the figure that make it kind of special. This is Pharaoh. He looks really good. I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, that's not really a character that we probably needed, but you know, there's other characters that we probably should have got within the line, like, you know, a proper Red Hood. But, you know, for the old cartoon or the superpowers. Oh, let me get him all set up so you can see him properly. There we go. I like how he has all this translucent plastic going throughout. It looks really good, especially on the back. Even his torso is actually translucent, where the purple is. The legs are not translucent. It's a solid plastic, and so are the legs, but a really well done figure. I mean, there's a lot of extra sculpted detail that makes this figure very unique, so I can appreciate that. But a figure that's not really, you know, sought after or anything like that, but still a well done figure nonetheless. All right, we're moving on to a DC Collectibles figure. This design, I guess, isn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, it was just a little bit over the top. But I guess I didn't mind it too much for the change, just to make him look a little bit more unique. But here we have the new 52 Red Robin DC Collectibles figure. So I'm going to have to put this with my DC Collectibles Bat family, because I've actually been looking for him for a little bit. But there's the face sculpt, looks really good. This is all new 52, and this just attaches to his back here. It pegs into his back. So I don't know why I keep looking over there. I should go get my glasses too. I've been having like issues lately, like sensitivity issues. But okay, next up we have another guy. I believe this is Obsidian. So there's Obsidian. He's pretty cool. Nice sculpt, nice. This cape was used on multiple figures. I want to say that it's pretty much the same case as Mr. Impossible. So there, oops. But looks really good nonetheless. So he will go over here in that pile. Okay. All right. Up next, we have a White Lantern Corps member. Oh no, it's not White Lantern. This is, sorry. Yes, it is White Lantern. White Lantern Corps member. Jordan. Pretty cool. We got a plethora of these different types of Hal Jordans, but looks pretty cool nonetheless. So there we go with that. And next up is technically a Movie Masters, so this is going even further back. But I do use this because we never got a General Zod from DC Universe Classics, which was a shame. We still haven't gotten a General Zod, so which is I still think a shame. So I use this guy with my DC Universe Classics. It's the movie General Zod, the Movie Masters one. So, but there you go with Zod. Let me get close up with his face. I know there's a lot of light here. Let me try and get over here so you guys can see him better. There we go. There you go with that. Movie Masters. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Movie Masters. Put some of these bags away. Oh, man. All right, so we got a big bag full of a couple figures here. And one of them is really cool. Now, this guy did have double-jointed elbows, but single-jointed knees. But I feel like the double-jointed elbows, I mean, I'm surprised this character actually came with it, to be honest with you. He's not necessarily the most acrobatic, I guess. But here is Toyman. Pretty cool looking, nonetheless. Yeah, I do have his yo-yo and his the rest of his accessories and everything like that. So I'll definitely be sure to add those in. But there you go with Toyman. Looks pretty cool. Okay, Toyman. Next up, we have a Superman villain, which I've always liked the way that this guy turned out. He's very unique, and he looks so cool. It just looks so upset and angry. But there's Parasite. So that's pretty cool. Well, I always liked how unique this body mold was for him. I always like the concept of Parasite too. A little dusty there, sorry. Angry Prune Head, that's right. Okay, so we'll put him with our Toyman because he's going to be our. All right. Up next, we have a DC Signature Collection action figure. And it is pretty cool. I'm actually surprised that we ended up getting this. When the Signature Collection was still going on, I didn't think that they were going to include this, but they did towards the end. This was one of the final few that we got. It is Orm, aka Ocean Master. Look at the size of that collar. It's crazy. I can't wait to get the new Aquaman movie, Ocean Master. I can't wait for that. That looks fantastic. A very nice and welcomed update for this character. And I still do plan on getting that SDCC box set. Two Dooms? I think it's called Two Underwater Doom or something like that. I can't remember, but looks really good. He does come with his kind of trident. Not really a trident. I'm not really sure what you would call that, but I guess it would technically be a trident-styled weapon. Looks pretty cool. So there's Orm. And we'll put him over there. He's in a different category. All right. Up next, we have another Teen Titan. And I always liked this figure, but she was always kind of like, can only really pose her one way, you know? But still cool nonetheless. We have Raven here. So there's that. these arches for her cape. It's pretty funny. Pretty cool though. Still a cool looking figure. But man, I'm just dealing with a lot of lag here today. But there you go. There she will go with my Teen Titans. So put her with her. All right, the other guy, I should have got his chair. He is a DC Signature Deluxe figure. I do have his chair. It's downstairs in a different room, but we have Metron here. He's pretty much just a painted figure, but the head sculpt is very, very much a nice, beautiful sculpt with that head. And this isn't just painted on; these are actually sculpted on. All those lines and everything, they're actually sculpted on. I got too much light in here. Maybe I should move this over here. I might have to shift you guys because there's just way too much light coming out of this window. And I want you all to be able to see everything. So we'll move things over because that makes sense. And I have a little chair here that I can prop you guys up on. We'll move Bane out of the way, and then we'll move him out of the way. We'll move her out of the way, and him, and her, and him, and her. Him ha, him ha. All right, here we go. Let's try this. Let's see if this makes more sense. There we go. That's a little bit better. Now you guys can see there's not a whole bunch of light in your face. I'm going to move that over there. I can stretch my legs out now. There we go. That's much better. So there you go. I do have his chair. Like I said, it's downstairs, so I'll put him with my new gods. Where am I? There we go. All right. Up next, my dog. You can see this. His head is like hanging off his bed. I brought his bed in here today, so his leg wasn't falling asleep. But funny boy. Funny boy. All right. Next. Okay, all right, we have another villain to speak of. And I always like that this has got like a little bit of uniqueness to him. It's the Eclipso. And he's got a little jewel to put over his eye. If you angle it just right, you can get to that, just like that. See that? Looks so cool. So there you go. There's the... covering his eye. Looks pretty cool, but there's the face sculpt for you all. And here's the wide shot of the whole body. So like I said, yeah, you guys can use this as a checklist if you need to. Where are you going to go? You're going to go with him. All right. Up next, we have a very controversial figure. And I did give him some different guns because I didn't like the ones that he came with. I didn't really like this version. I'm a big Red Hood fan, but this is not the Red Hood that we wanted. This is the Grant Morrison Red Hood from, what was it, Batman and Robin's run with Dick Grayson as Batman and that little bastard Damien. Can't stand that character. But here is Red Hood. This is Jason Todd. And this look for Red Hood. But and there actually was different looks for this. I think I bought another one of these a long time ago in the with the idea to, because I think just after he started wearing this cape and the pill head, he started wearing his regular head, and he wore this torso. He had this torso design for a little while also, but he had his leather coat on top of it, and then he kind of transitioned into what we all know. But he did have that for a little while. All right, we got bags galore here. All right, we got a couple more. These are DC Collectibles figures. These are beautifully done figures. All right, so we have... Well, this is... these are... Well, one is a new 52. One's a designer series, but it's one of my favorite looks for that character. This is the new 52 katana, which I think looks pretty cool, and her katana does come out, or her soul sword comes out. I believe she had, yep, she did. There we go. Now I got it all lined up properly. There we go. That's better. But she's got really cool armor on the one arm. It's just kind of a dull design over here. You know, there's a whole lot going on this side, but not on this side. You know, but it still looks cool nonetheless. So there's the new 52. Put her with our DC collectible stuff. There we go. Next to Robin. Going with the Bat family. Put her over and him over here. And now this next one, I just always loved the look of this figure. And when I think of Jim Gordon, I just think this is the figure that I would think of when I see Jim Gordon. Now there's been other iterations of Jim Gordon, and there was I think there was the what was it? It wasn't Hush. It was the series after Hush, I want to say, for DC Direct. But anyway, I digress. This is the designer series Jim Gordon, and he came with a walkie-talkie and a gun. He just looks really good. I love that face sculpt. Look at those glasses. Let me see if I can bend his knees here. His knees are very stiff. There we go. Got to be very gentle with these. Yeah, he's got a walkie-talkie fell out of his hand. 1 second. Bear with me here. I know I'm kind of taking my time today. I'm in no rush. I got the next couple days off, so just kind of chilling. But there is his face sculpt. See if I can get his face to cover mine. I think it looks really good. I like the green shirt with the kind of mustard yellow tie, and then the khakis with the, I don't know, it just looks really good. This is what I think of when I think of Jim Gordon. Looks really good. I would definitely highly recommend you pick this Jim Gordon up. Looks really good. So I'm going to put him with my Bat family. I did find a whole bunch of accessories for all of these, so I'm kind of trying to take them out at a time. But let's see. Strawberry Fields, what's up? And Jace Traveler, what's up? Okay, up next we have Cobra. There he is. His staff is over here. There it is. Okay, there we go. Found his staff, and now he's complete. There we go. There you go. I like the scales throughout his body. His staff looks really good. Drink it in, man. I know, right? Scales look really good on him. The face sculpt looks nice. Overall, a really solid figure. Another figure that just, I guess people don't really care for that much. It's not very sought after as far as that goes. But really good figure, nonetheless. It's really good. Put him over there. Separate those. All right. Next up, I have to look up this guy's name. I can't remember his name. It was Sportsmaster, I think. But this is from the Young Justice line. He was a villain from Young Justice. Looks pretty cool. He did come with a whole bunch of accessories. I'm talking he had a diorama piece, like a training simulated diorama piece, which is pretty cool. And he came with a whole plethora of weapons. I think he came with like a baseball bat. And where's all this stuff? Where's the majority of the stuff? I'll keep him up here so you guys can see him while I'm searching. He came with like arrows and knives, and if he's gonna stand. Are you gonna sit? You gonna, no? You're not? Okay, you're just not gonna do that today? Okay. Thanks a lot. But here he is. There's a whole lot going on here as far as unique sculpt work. That's a lot of these Young Justice figures got a lot of unique sculpt work going throughout the bodies and stuff like that, which really is just a nice touch. So, and if you've never seen Young Justice, I highly recommend you check out the earlier seasons. I know that they're coming back, or maybe they have come back, and I just haven't seen it yet. But I know they're coming back with some more new seasons, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, he came with like a knife. He came with a bat, a whole plethora of different stuff. But it's somewhere in that pile of stuff. All right, we got another Batman villain here, and this is I want to say probably the best Mad Hatter figure, and I can't believe that we never got a DC Universe Classic style Mad Hatter. So this is the guy that I use for my Mad Hatter. He is very teeny, and I love how teeny he is. He looks fantastic. I love it. I believe this is from Hush, maybe. I think it's from Hush. I can't remember 100%, but he is very small, like very, very small. Let me compare him to someone. Here's a DCUC. So he is a short little man. He's a wee little man. Just a wee little man. But I usually put him with my Batman Rogue, so that's where he'll go. Batman Rogues. Do I have any more right now? No, they're all up here. Okay. I guess we could put this Red Hood with my Batman Rogues as well, since he was technically a baddie. Okay, up next we have, and I'm going to show you both versions. I should probably turn the light on. Now it just got dark in here. Ugh. Whew. Showing too much skin there for you guys. But, all right, let me grab him. And then we'll... Okay, back down. All right, so this guy is actually just a different version. There was two versions. There was a chase version of this figure, and there's the traditional regular version, which is actually one of my favorite DC Universe Classics, period. But this was the cartoon version of Steppenwolf. So, if you guys remember the old Superpowers cartoon, this was that version of him. Very cartoony looking. Almost looks like he belongs in a Motu show, a Filmation show. But then we have our Kirby-esque Steppenwolf. So, as you can see, the huge changes in design from the comic to the cartoon here. And this one of my favorite DC Universe Classics. I just love the unique sculpt for him. I love how regal he looks. I love the sword that he came with. Just looks fantastic. Now, both are good, solid figures. I just prefer the comic look over the cartoon look. But, you know, if I only had this guy, I'd still be happy with it. And I'd still put him in with my new god. So, it's really cool. He comes with this, like, backpack with this, it's like axe. It's, like, attached to his back. Pretty cool. So we'll put him with my new gods. Where are they? There they are. And then we'll put him back later. All right. Up next, we have another DC Collectibles figure. I'm sure you guys know this gentleman. I'm sure you do. Everybody does. Everybody does. I wish this guy would get his own movie. But this is from the Designer series. We have the Greg Capullo Nightwing. I love this Nightwing. It looks so good. I loved the Capullo Designer series, and even the Vallejo. What's wrong with me? I can't talk. Anyway, I digress. I love the Designer series, period. I like that they take different artists' rendering and put them in action figure form. I think that's a must get. Like, we've gotten Lee Bermejo. That's what I don't know what was wrong with my brain. Lee Bermejo did some figures for the Designer series, and then we had obviously Greg Capullo, and then we had also Jim Lee. So pretty cool. So there's that. Up next, I'm gonna try and get to those all at once. Ooh, one of my favorite characters. Period. I gotta bring him out here. Love this figure. Like I said, I can't wait to get that Aquaman box set. Can't wait to see the movie. Can't wait to get the movie figure of this guy. But before I show you all that, let me get to his. Love this. So good. So good. Whether you get the 2-pack or whether you get the single carded version, it doesn't really matter. This is Black Manta. I believe the 2-pack came with more of like a textured feel for him. This is more of like a smoother material. To give the 2-pack gave off that it was like his purple look. That is like textured, so it feels like a wetsuit, which is really awesome. But this is still a really good figure. I think this was his single carded release. But it's really well done. I love it. I love his trident right here. Looks awesome. He's got a blade on the bottom here. Looks pretty cool. It also comes with his gun here. I've always loved Black Manta. Love his design. Yeah, I mean, Black Manta pretty much killed Arthur Curry's son by putting him in a oxygen bubble, which is pretty insane. But awesome figure. I mean, if you remotely have any DC Universe Classics, this should be at that one of the top of your lists, I would say, as far as getting a DC Universe Classics. If you're just either getting into it or if you've skipped out on this guy, I would say go pick him up. Whether it's the old style DC Universe Classics, whether it's that box set one, or whether it's even the new movie one, I think it's a win-win-win situation right there. So we'll put him with Orm, and they will hang out together. All right. You also need him for your Legion of Doom. Can't have him without Legion of Doom. Okay, up next we have another DC signature action figure, and this was one of the last ones that we got. Kind of a letdown, I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people liked this figure, and I'm just like, it's just another suited figure. Granted, it is a different look for him, and I love the sword, but it is Ra's al Ghul, his more, I guess, classic look. I do have a different version, which I'm going to show you if it's in this box. If it's not, it might be in the other box. I'm going to sneak into tomorrow's box. Hold on one second. Let me put this down. See if I can find them, because I'll just bring them out now since it makes sense. Okay, here we go. I have a custom that I got done. This was so long ago. Oh, boy. And the head, I believe, is from the Hush DC Direct line. But this guy just looks so good. I love the head sculpt. I love overall how this turned out, the skin tone, everything. But when you compare this guy to his suited one, here's the suited one, and here's my custom. Looks so much better. I mean, this looks like he's formidable. This kind of looks like he's I don't know, gonna maybe do your banking on the weekends, or maybe you want to go to him for your tax returns, you know. But this guy looks awesome. Obviously, this is just a different look. The swords obviously are different. I might actually think about giving this guy this sword, but it looks pretty awesome. And obviously, you'd probably want to go after him because he's probably going to be a lot easier, where this guy's a custom, one of a kind. So, there's that. So we have Ra's, and we'll put him with our... I might put both versions with my Batman Rogues. Get some of these bags out of the way. Hope you guys are enjoying this stuff. Don't be shy. You can... You're a fan of the Injustice Nightwing with the long hair look? Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I never really got like I liked the Injustice series, or the Injustice, I should say, video games. They're fun. I'm not very good at fighting games though. Like the Street Fighter, I was never good. I can't remember combos because I have horrible ADD. I don't know. I was never good at those games, so I just never kind of... Like, I played the first Injustice. I played a little bit of the second one. I didn't really get into it, though. But A lot of people like it. I just, as far as an Elseworld story, I don't know. It's okay. It's good. It was fun to go through and play through, but you know, kind of wish they would switch it up and maybe make Batman the villain once in a while, not the typical. Oh, what if Lois Lane died and Superman flipped out and it's like, come on, we've seen that too many times. But anyway, the Injustice looks. There's a lot of cool designs, stuff like that. His leg is getting loose. But anyway, I'm moving on to a Flash villain now, and that is Captain Boomerang. And he does have double jointed knees and double jointed elbows. One of the few, again, rarities that we got with double jointed knees and double jointed elbows. But there is nonetheless. I want to say this is, at the time, a little bit more modern for his look than the classic look for Captain Boomerang. Which I think, as far as DC Universe Classics go, I think it would have made more sense to go with his classic look, but that look is just as good. Up next, we have one of the best hand-to-hand combat fighters in the DC universe, and that is Bronze Tiger. And I always like having his tiger head on. I do have the other head, but I don't know, this tiger head, I mean, it's so unique. The sculpt on it looks so good from the Four Horsemen. I mean, you just got to have him. I had to have him displayed like this, but it looks good. He came with a couple, I think he came with these claw things right here. I have them right here. Came with these guys right here, and you would just simply put those in his hand, which I will do. There we go. So he also came with some other stuff too, but looks pretty cool like this, I think. Boy, did they get him wrong in Arrow. Ooh. Oh boy, that's why I don't even watch those shows anymore. I can't. Something about those shows are just too teeny bopper for me. No bueno. Do not want. Want, do not. Okay, next. We have a Black Lantern Corps member. And it is Hal Jordan. Pretty cool. I kind of wish that we would have... I mean, they could have had a whole another line with Black Lantern Corps and Brightest Day, Darkest Night line with DC Universe Classics. But... I really like the face sculpt. Looks pretty cool. He's got his screaming face. Looks good. I think it fits the part. He does have his Black Lantern Corps ring in his hand. And, looks pretty awesome. The lines and the sculpt work looks really good, which there's not a whole lot of sculpt work, I'm going to be honest with you. It's just pretty much that different head. The rest is all pretty much lines, but the lines are all really well done. I've never really had too much of an issue with line work with DC Universe Classics. Not saying that it doesn't exist, but I'm saying I haven't personally had an issue. Okay, up next we have another Lantern Corps member of the white variety. And we have the Flash. And yes, you cannot remove this off his back. I mean, I guess you technically could, but it's kind of glued to his back. These are the same effects that he came with the red and the blue split Superman. But there you go with that. Nothing too crazy here. I showed you this mold yesterday. So, but there it is. Put him over there. Another Lantern Corps member. They loved giving us these different style Lantern Corps looks for people. And we do have Indigo Lantern, the Atom. So, Look at those boots. I gotta appreciate the sculpt work for these boots. These swashbuckling boots right here. It looks pretty awesome. I love the shoulder piece too. All the line work on the chest and the arms look pretty good. So yeah, looks pretty cool. All right, put him over there. Up next, we have a Wonder Woman villain. And she had multiple different looks. But this is the look I think I like the most for her. It's her, I guess you want to call it golden age look. We have Cheetah. I think I do have the long-haired version also. She's somewhere. I don't have the nude body version one. I think there's 2 or 3 versions, but this is the one I usually go with. She's come with a tail attached to her buttocks, and her leg does kind of want to. This leg is always just kind of wanting to kick out on me. But so there's Cheetah. We'll put Cheetah over here. Put her over here. Up next, we have another Superpowers figure, and it is El Dorado, or as I used to call him, El Dorito. I don't know why. it sounds so close to Dorito. But El Dorado. I wasn't too, impressed with this. I mean, it looks fine. Kind of reminds me of Tito Santana a little bit, but in the face, I mean. It's okay. So there is. I would say this is probably the weakest wave, that Superpowers wave. But still, the sculpt work still was really well done on them. Can't complain too much about that. All right, we have another DC collectibles figure. Let me get her situated. I love the face sculpt. Looks so good. It is of the New 52 variety. We have Batgirl here from the New 52 line. Pretty cool. Her boot is always been like this. This came out of package. It was warped and oh, that's what it was. If you can see here, when they pegged her leg into her boot, hopefully her leg doesn't break or snap off here while I'm trying to do this. You see her leg into the boot, where you can see it's smooth. It's like they missed it, and it pulled the boot over, so I'd have to depeg this leg just to get the boot right. And then even then, it's been sitting like this for so long, I'd have to I just kind of leave it, whatever. But so there's that. Good old DC Collectibles and their quality control. Next, we have Uniboob. Uniboob, you got your one boob, only one. Even Oreo's looking at me. He's like, what? I heard Uniboob? Yeah, look, or she's got a Uniboob. We've got Starfire here with her Uniboob, as a lot of people would say. It's like they forgot to finish sculpting the crease between her boobs, so it looks like one big molded boob, kind of. I mean, you can kind of see it a little bit, but as you turn to the side, it's like there's not a whole lot of cut between the boobs. So, still, kind of a weak figure, I would say. She doesn't really stand all that well either. So, when I do get her to stand, I'm just kind of put her there, and I don't even attempt to do anything else with her. But the hair looks good. Face looks okay. I mean, she is a friggin' alien after all. So, but we'll put her with our Teen Titans. And then up next, I mean, you can't have Teen Titans without this guy, right? I mean, I guess you could, but no, you can't. We have Robin. This is Tim Drake Robin. So he'll go with our Teen Titans. He did come with a staff. Where is his staff? There it is. There we go. And there is Tim Drake with his staff. Tim Drake with his staff. Anyway. Okay, up next, we got another Lantern Corps member. Got the Yellow Lantern Corps. Now this was not the single carded release. This was the multi-pack release of Sinestro. So he's a little bit taller. I think the single carded release had the stockier body, kind of like this body, like this kind of body. But this one is much taller, lankier. I actually prefer this over the other one. So, but face sculpt looks good. Pretty much, I think it's the. Let me get the other one over here so I can compare it. They are different. They are a different face sculpt. He's got more of a grimace on this one than this one. Obviously, his eyebrows are different. Excuse me. But so there you go with that little comparison. All right, we'll put him with our core members here. Okay, up next we have another. I remember when I was a kid and I first saw this character and I was like, "Is that Gladiator?" And I was like, "No, it's Omac." Omac. Pretty cool, simple with design, stuff like that. He does have some sculpted detail on his gauntlets and his boots. And obviously this is sculpted as well, and his collar is sculpted also. So belt, collar, gauntlets, boots sculpted. Obviously new head sculpt. So looks pretty cool. Unique head sculpt, I should say. Okay, that's pretty awesome. Put him with our villainous people on here. Next. Oh god, I forgot this guy's name. Oh god, I completely forgot his name. He's gonna have to wait. Okay, up next we have a DC Unlimited action figure. Now this wasn't. It didn't turn out the way I thought it was going to. I do have the DC Collectibles large version of this character. It's the New 52 DC Unlimited Darkseid. Sorry. But he runs really small. He is on the Motu body, and they tried to make him bigger. I feel like he should be like 3 inches larger than this. Because, I mean, if you take... Here we go. Just take Hal Jordan over here. Here's Hal Jordan standing toe-to-toe with Darkseid, and he shouldn't... I mean, he should not be this close to being as tall as Darkseid. Obviously, that and the shoulder pads, which you cannot remove, they're a little bit large on him. He's also kind of, I mean, he's not too bad to pose, but it just looks like he's the, I don't know, dwarf version of what he's supposed to be, even though he's on a Motu body. Well, there's Motu things used here. Obviously not the torso is different, and there's different things for the character, but he is mostly like a Motu style figure. But he runs kind of small, so that's why he wasn't very sought after or anything. Okay, moving on. We have another cool, and I actually have his. Where is his accessory? I do have it. There it is. Okay, I do have it. And I originally wanted to army build this guy, but I could never find him. I ended up having to buy him on eBay years ago. But it is the Parademon. Now, there were two versions to the Parademon. There was the cartoon version, and there's this more Kirby-esque looking version of the Parademon. There's sculpt work on both, but this has got the majority of all the sculpt work here between the two versions. The other version, I think, was it red? I think it was I don't own that version. It's one of the few DC Universe classics that I actually don't own. But he actually came with ball jointed hips, which was extremely rare. It's kind of those old school Marvel Legends hips, but they're still T jointed, so they're not Y jointed. But you could get them out in the splits, and I mean, if you don't know what I'm talking about, we have these old school swivel T jointed hips, which you kind of, when you moved their legs out, I always recommended this in all of my videos, that you kind of keep your finger right here when you move the leg out, because if you would just start moving the leg out, this joint right here is very delicate that connects to the hip, and there's just a straight peg going across holding that in. And if you keep doing this too much, it puts a lot of pressure on this part right here where the hip is connected. So I usually, whenever I move their legs out, I usually hold this piece in so it maintains that stability, and then I bring the leg out like that. And then if you want to bring it back in, you hold that piece again and then bring it in. And I've never had a leg break on me ever from just doing that. But this guy is completely different, which was another odd thing that Mattel decided to go with here. It's like, if you gave us one of these, why didn't you give us these with all of them? I just don't quite understand. And then no double jointed knees and no double jointed elbows, where other figures like Toyman got double jointed elbows, and you've got other figures that had double jointed knees as well, but it was like few and far between, and then they just kind of threw it in there when they felt like it. A very odd thing to do. I just don't quite understand what they were thinking there. But there's the back of him. It looks really good. Definitely recommend picking him up if you haven't. New Gods. There you go. All right. Up next. Oh, God. There's a whole bunch of these guys that I forgot their names. Yes. Up next, we have another New Gods character. He is an evil of the evil variety. And how long have I been on here? About an hour. Gotta hurry up. Got a whole bunch left. I haven't even got to. I might have to finish the rest tomorrow. But it is Desaad. Evil man. He's an evil man. We never got Granny Goodness either. We still have not got Granny Goodness, by the way. But there's a whole lot of unique sculpt work here. Obviously, his pack, his whole pack right here attached to him looks really good with his... Obviously, he's going to hold on to these little joysticks right here. And then the sculpting of the boots underneath the skirt, which is kind of slit on the side, so you can see the full sculpt work of the boots and everything. Looks really good. And then that face sculpt looks really good. He kind of looks like this a little bit. Like he's got fake teeth in or something. But it looks pretty cool. So he'll go with our New Gods. And then up next we have a DC Collectibles figure that I actually customized because I hated the way it looked when it came out. I don't know why DC Collectibles decided to go with this design for Red Hood, but they thought it was a good idea. They're like, oh, this is the greatest idea ever. Let's give the most random, one-shotted appearance for Red Hood and put him in toy form. So I customized it. And why is it elbow? Oh my God, it's elbow. Yeah, I remember why I did never really like this figure now. Now I'm starting to remember why. I'm beginning to remember why I didn't like this figure. 'Cause his elbows don't bend. Good Lord, awful. But here is the New 52 Red Hood. Not a big fan of this figure, to be honest with you. And the original version came with all these blades, these large blades sticking out of the sides. I was like, ugh, God, cut them right off. It looked horrible. So I just went with this version instead. I'm not a big fan of the helmet either, with the mask. I might have liked it back then, but my opinion's changed on it. I don't really like it. I prefer a mouthless Red Hood. So there's that. There's Red Hood. Don't really like Red Hood's new design either. It looks like Ugh. Doesn't look that good to me. I don't know. Maybe other people like it, but to each their own. But not I. I am not one. Okay, up next we have another Lantern Corps member. And let's see. My thoughts on the Yellow Lantern Batman. I have that Batman. It's okay. Anthony. It's okay. But I don't know. I felt it was kind of like at the time when I was collecting these, I felt like it was kind of like a wasted choice for a figure. I'm just like, well, it was seen in one panel. You're gonna because it's Batman, we have to get it. I don't know. And I'm a Batman fan. I collect Batman figures, but I don't know. I felt like that was a wasted spot. We could have got Granny Goodness instead, or somebody else that wasn't given to us that we should have got. Yeah, I don't know. It's a unique looking figure. I'll give it that. But up next we have the Blue Lantern Corps Flash. Boy, they really like pumping out these flashes with the different lantern looks. Another figure I felt like a lot of these, like the extra Hal Jordans, the extra Flashes, I didn't feel like they were necessary, to be honest with you. We could have got other characters that we never got even one version of, you know. But still, I mean, good looking figure. Just, there's not really. I mean, I remember even when I was displaying these, I was like, where am I supposed to put these? You know what I mean? It's like I have 3 of the same figure. So I think I used to just package those guys up. But anyway, moving on. I have the 2-pack version of this guy, not the single-carded release with the necklace. And I'm really excited for the Shazam movie, but here is... what is going on with his body? Black Adam. There you go. A little bit of lag there. Sorry about that. But this is the 2-pack version. The single-carded release came with his necklace, which was actually, I think, a chain necklace. It wasn't sculpted on or anything like that. You could remove it. But this is the 2-pack, and it came with Shazam or Captain Marvel. Technically Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel. You gotta love how petty DC and Marvel are to each other. You gotta love it. But he's a really good one. He's gonna go with my Legion of Doom. Legion of Doom. Where are you? Oh, let's put him right there. All right, next we got some more. Shmore. Okay, now you guys have all seen the Collect and Connect figure of. Let's see if you guys remember this. The Collect and Connect figure of Shark. This is the DC Universe Classics version of him. And it's just pretty much like a shark head on a body with a shark fin. I mean, it's still pretty cool that we got this. Obviously, this is one of his earlier looks. But, I mean, I would definitely suggest you get the Collect and Connect version over this one. This is just kind of like a regular body with some different sculpting here for the fins on his gauntlets. The fins on his legs are actually different from Aquaman's because Aquaman's looked more like this, where these are different. So, and he does have this big shark fin on the back and the shark head. But, I mean, I always figured, I think of, like, shark, and I'm like, it's got to be this, like, big, massive guy, But still pretty cool. Still scares the hell out of me a little bit because this is like sharks are my biggest fear. So I'm like, whenever I look at it, I'm like, get a little uneasy. I'm just like, dun 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 dun. Okay, anyway, okay, we'll cut that shit out. Next up, we have a DC Super Friends it's definitely Super Friends. I think I was saying superpowers earlier. That's wrong. Super Friends. Sorry. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. I woke up early today to watch the WWE Super Showdown, Super House Show Showdown. I'm just kidding. So that was at 5 a.m. because it was in Australia. So you have to wait. If you're in the U.S., you had to wake up at 5 a.m. to watch it. So I woke up, I watched the majority of it, and then it was 5 hours long, by the way. Way too long. It was a decent show. It did feel like a house show, though. Yes, I did. What do you mean, no, I didn't? Of course I did. I just said it. I did. I'm just kidding. But I'm going to open up 3 of these guys. I can't remember these guys' names, these other 2. So here's Samurai. Pretty basic figure. I know he's not very sought after, but I'm just showing him off just to... Like I said, use this as a checklist. I can't remember this guy's dang gone name. But he does have removable pieces. Like I said, this is another figure that kind of feels like a Motu figure, because you can remove his chest piece right here. And it shows his inner workings, and then you can remove his face, and it shows his underneath. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool, man. I can't remember his name. What the heck's his name? Somebody help me out. My brain's not working. My brain's tired. It wants to take a nap. I can't remember his name. There's another guy, I can't remember his name. I don't know why. I should have looked these up before. I didn't even know it was in the box. I had literally not looked in any of these boxes since I did the video yesterday. But really cool sculpting on the one arm. I can't remember. I did the review of all of these too. So, I mean, you'd think I'd remember, but it's been so long. But there you go with that. Lots of cool sculpting there. The arm is not removable. Can't take it out or anything like that. He does have this old button right here, which does not work, but it's a nice little touch that they did. I believe the original, if you press the button, the arm would shoot out. There you go with that. We'll put those over there. I don't know where I'm going to put those, but I'll put them over there. Okay. Next up, we have another DC Collectibles figure. And this was the skinnier version, more of the New 52 style. This is the New 52 Nightwing. Pretty self-explanatory here. I'm not going to get too much into it. This is why I prefer the designer series better. He just looks more the part. This looks like he's eating a cheeseburger or something. This one looks like he's going to beat the shit out of you. You know? Cheeseburger time! Eat a damn cheeseburger. Okay, up next we have another guy. I do remember his name. His name is Black Vulcan. And his ears, or his head thing is all messed up there. I think is this the one that falls apart? I think this is one of the only... No, maybe not. Let me fix his head here. There we go. That's a little bit better. Pretty self-explanatory here. He's going to go with my super friends. Get in there, super friend. You are quite the super friend. Okay, up next we have... Oh, I'll get her. This is a really cool Wonder Woman, but, you know... and I have Star Sapphire. She's over there. I already showed her off before, but... Lantern Corps member Wonder Woman in her very skimpy outfit. There you are, sir. Or people. Decent face sculpt. So, put her with the other Lantern Corps members. Okay, who was I grabbing? Okay, him. Now, I wanted the version... I don't remember if I bought... I don't think I ever did. Whoa, that was a big burp. I don't think I ever did. What else is in here? Oh, okay. Alright, so I think this is our final Teen Titans member. Oh my god. It is. That's right. Cyborg. Now, there were different versions that you could get for Cyborg. There was this version. There was the multiple attachments version. Uh-oh. Screen froze. Oh, God. Sorry, everybody. Screen froze. Hopefully it'll pop back in a second. I'll just continue talking while it's playing games. Put my bags away while I'm talking. Anyway, he came with different attachments with the other versions. I don't have that version, unfortunately. But I do have this guy. He's pretty cool looking nonetheless, as you can still see on the screen. Alright, come on, let's go. Top check. There we go. I fixed it. I promise. Oops. Okay. So, there's Cyborg. Sorry for the pause there. Lots of cool sculpting. This is obviously his Teen Titans look from a long time ago. So, if you're wondering why he looks like that, that's why. So, put him with our Teen Titans. And I believe that's it for our Teen Titans. Okay, up next we have the other version of, and I'll show both versions, don't worry. Booster Gold. Booster Gold. This is the classic looking version of Booster Gold. You have the more modern one, and he does come with Skeet. And no, not that kind of Skeet. But it just pretty much plugs into his back. You don't have to have Skeet on, attached to him, but you will have like a little gaping hole right there. But it does attach to his back, and that's how he's supposed to look. This is his classic look. You know that because he's got his collar right here. The regular version does not have a collar, and there's also a difference. Oh boy, don't knock everybody over, please. Okay. Here is the regular version and the modern version and classic version. Obviously, there's not a whole bunch of difference here. The boots are still everything's pretty much the same except for the collar is not there on the modern one, and Skeet is different. The classic one did not have an opened canopy where this one does, and it's on a little hinge joint, and there is a little Skeet in there. And you can close it too. So, pretty cool. Nice little touch to differentiate between the two. And so those are the two Booster Golds. Up next, we have a very cold man. Icy cold. And it's not the one you're thinking of. Because it's Captain Cold! Another one of my favorite DC Universe classics. I love the way that this turned out. I love the face sculpt. Overall, I love the just the whole attire looks great on him. He even has ridges for his boots so he can have some traction throughout the snow. You know, he does come with his cold gun. It's right there. I don't have Heatwave. I don't think I ever bought Heatwave, which I need to start making a list and checking off, because I'd like to go back and start getting some of the old DC Universe classics, or even if they weren't technically DC Universe classics, if they were still the style. Like I know there was, I think Heatwave actually came in the Public Enemies line. Who fell? Silk Spectre. Silk Spectre's always fallen over. Actually, I think that was provoked by Rorschach over there. But anyway, Captain Cold, another awesome one. So put him with our Flash Rogues. Am I forgetting anybody? No. Okay. So next up, we have. Oh wait, I have some more. Okay, here we go. Oh, and another one. Oh, ha ha ha. Okay. Then we have an exclusive box set to show you. Okay, up next, and I did some customizing here because I got so sick of these stupid bows. Stupid bows. Stupid, they're just stupid. Here is Red Arrow. Oh, I actually cut that stupid arrow that was already sculpted in his bow. It just looks so much better without it in there. It was always too small. It didn't look right. I just didn't like it sitting there. So I trimmed it off. I think it looks a lot better. But there's Red Arrow. He's pretty self-explanatory. A lot of reused parts from Green Arrow. And he's standing right up there. So pretty much the entirety of the body is reused except for the head and the belt buckle, which has an R on it. Up next, we have another Flash villain. And it is... I never noticed that dot on his head. That's weird. But anyway, it is Reverse Flash. Pretty cool. So on a Flash body. The head's different. Boots are the same. Obviously, it's the opposite. So we'll put him with him. And then one of my favorite Flash villains, and I love this design. I'm so glad that we got him in the signature line. I do have all of his attachments and everything. Mirror Master. Pretty awesome, man. So we'll put him with our Rogues Gallery, with our Flash Rogues. Okay, up next we have an exclusive box set. Now, they're not all here. Some are in the other room, and I'll go grab. Oh, yeah, back. All right. Oh, I think I'm still missing one of these, but sorry for bearing with me. But here we have Superboy from the Legion of Superheroes box set. This is a very sought-after box set. Very difficult to get. They all do come with their Legionnaire rings on there. And that's Superboy from way in the future. He does have the S on his back. And he does not have... He actually has a good Superman cape. So no Superman syndrome there. Cape syndrome, excuse me. Up next, if some of these names... If I forget some of these names, I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm obviously missing... It's probably in the other box, that's probably why. So I can't do all of my Legion of Superheroes figures today, but... Actually, I'll just go in the other box and find it. Try to complete the Legionnaires today. Because he's there he is. Found him already. I've found him already. You know what? We'll do both of these. Got Apache here. So we're going to put him with our super friends. He's pretty basic. Nothing too crazy here. Put him over there. And then we have... what was this? Colossal Boy, I think. I think it's Colossal Boy. But he's larger. Like here's what we call it. Who is this? I can't think of these names. Well, here's Brainiac from the Legion of Superheroes. Not the same Brainiac from Superman's Brainiac, but here's Brainiac from that pack. Gotta fix their poor legs. Like I've been sitting in a plastic bag for a long time. But he is like Build-A-Figure or Collect and Connect, style. So he's rather large. He was the big boy in there. You know what? They came out with this pack, and it was an exclusive pack, and the the one that was in there, and I felt like you really. It was funny that they did it, but there's Invisible Boy, and it's like, why did you not give us a figure? Like, I get it was a cute, funny thing to do, not have a figure in there because it's Invisible Boy, but you could have just given us a translucent figure. I feel like I don't know. I always felt like it was like not as funny as other people, where they were like, "Oh, it's hilarious! They didn't put a figure in there." I'm like, "Yeah, but you're still paying for that figure that's not there. They technically didn't put a figure in the case because they thought it was funny, but yet you're paying for a figure that's not there." I don't know. I never saw the logic in that, but they could have just given us a translucent figure and called it a Invisible Boy or whatever you want to do. But whatever, some collectors think differently than others, I suppose. But if you're paying for something, I feel like you should at least get some sort of figure. So, like I said, they all do have their Legionnaire rings, as you can see right there. Pretty cool. I think this is Ultra Boy. I like his sculpt, looks pretty cool. He's on the larger side. I want to say these two are on the normal male body. Normal male body, teen body. Brainiac's also on the teen body as well. So we're getting our Legionnaires. Oh, God. This guy I do remember. Matter Eater Boy. That's why he's got a big thing in his cheek. He's eating something. He's eating matter. And then we have, oh boy, I can't remember this guy's name either. Can't remember any of these names. What's wrong with me? I'm slipping in my old age. I am slipping. I'm just going to get them all out here. I think this is Cosmic Boy. Cosmic Boy. He is the Bret Hart of the pack. He is the Bret Hart. Pink and Black Attack is back. We got Lightning Boy and Saturn Girl. Pretty cool. And then we've got, what the heck is his name? I did the review. I know for a fact that there's a review. Just can't remember it. Slipping my mind right now. Sorry, I apologize, but and that is the majority of them. I'm only missing one. Legionnaire. I don't think we ever got... Did we ever get Bouncing Boy? Can't remember. I can't remember. But that is it for box 2. We are empty. Those are just empty bags. And we have a whole other box. But I think what we'll do is we'll save this other box for tomorrow. Because I know there's a lot in here. Some are original releases, some are customs that I've done, so I think those will be fun for tomorrow to do. If I do change my mind, maybe I'll do the other stream later on today. I don't know. All depends on how I feel. If I get bored, then I'll come back and I'll do this. But, oh my God, there's so many in here. It's so funny. But for now, I'm going to end it. Like I said, make sure you hit the bell twice. I think you have to hit the bell twice for notifications now, for all notifications. I think if you hit it once, you'll occasionally get notifications. If you hit it twice, you'll get all notifications. So be sure to hit the bell twice now, because you have to tell people to do that. It's like you got to friggin' jump through hoops with YouTube. Especially like a smaller channel like me. Like, I don't know. They should be doing things to help smaller channels, not make it more difficult for people. But anyway, I digress. This is why YouTube sucks. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun. Be sure to hit the thumbs up. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe I might do the other half tonight and just get this all done, and then maybe I'll just shoot the video for tomorrow. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll come back later. What time is it right now? I don't even know what time it is. What team is it? I'm trying to think. Where did I put my phone? I don't know. But I also have some unboxings, so I'll definitely come back tonight. I'll come back tonight because I know I have some unboxings. I have some stuff coming in the mail today, and I wanted to show you guys some of that if you guys are interested in that. Yeah, there's that. I wanted to do that, so we'll get it done. We'll get it done tonight. But I'm gonna go take a nap because I'm friggin' exhausted. So I'm going to go do that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, hit the thumbs up, please. That helps. It's free to do. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bloop. No bloop.